Hello everyone, Dennis here. In this video, we are going to discuss GCE O Level Mathematics October-November 2020 paper. Subject code is 4048, paper 2. This video is brought to you by Ace with Dennis. Now, learning can be smart, not hard. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell notification button to stop missing out free lessons from me. Question 1. Solve the inequality 2x plus 1 over 2 greater or equals 5 minus 4x over 3. 2 marks. Here is a solution. Given this inequality, we can solve this inequality by first we cross multiply. We get 3 times 2x plus 1 greater or equals 2 times 5 minus 4x. Expand the bracket, we get 6x plus 3 greater or equals 10 minus 8x. Bring the x term to the left hand side, the constant term to the right hand side, we get 14x greater or equals 7. Hence, x is greater or equals half. B. Solve these simultaneous equations. The first equation is 6x minus 3y equals 16. 9x plus 2y equals 11. So we label the first equation as equation number 1, second equation as equation number 2. So the first step we need to do is we want to make one of the unknowns to have the same coefficients for the both equations. So I will choose equation 1 to multiply with 2. I will get 12x minus 6y equals 32. And I label this as equation 3. Then equation 2 multiplied by 3. I get 27x plus 6y equals 33. And I label this as equation 4. Notice that now the coefficient of y for these two equations have the same value, which is 6. Only difference is one is positive, one is negative. So what I will do next will be, I add equation 4 with equation 3. I will get 39x plus 39x equals to 65. And the y is eliminated. Simplify, I will get x equals to 5 over 3. Then I substitute x equals to 5 over 3 into the first equation. I get 6 times 5 over 3 minus 3y equals 16. So 10 minus 3y equals to 16. So 3y equals to negative 6. Hence y equals to negative 2. Question 1c. Expressed as a single fraction in its simplest form, x over bracket 3 minus 2x squared minus 5 over 3 minus 2x. 2 marks. So we start with the given expression. And we notice that these two fractions, they have the common factor, which is 3 minus 2x. The second fraction is lack of one more factor, which is 3 minus 2x. So when we combine them together, the numerator of the second fraction have to multiply with 3 minus 2x. So it becomes x minus 5 times 3 minus 2x over bracket 3 minus 2x squared. Then we expand the bracket, we get x minus 15 plus 10x over bracket 3 minus 2x squared. Simplify, the answer is 11x minus 15 over 3 minus 2x squared. D. Simplify, bracket a to the power 9 over 27, b to the power 15, close bracket, to the power of negative 1/3. 2 marks. So we start with the given expression. And we notice that the power is a negative power. So we change it to be positive. Then we need to change the fraction inside the bracket to be reciprocal. So it becomes bracket 27b to the power 15 over a to the power 9, close bracket, to the power 1/3. Then we remove the bracket, and the 1/3 should be cube root for the constant 27. And for b and a, we multiply the powers with 1/3. So we have cube root of 27, b to the power 15 times 1/3 over a to the power 9 times 1/3. Simplify, we get 3b to the power 5 over a cubed. Question E. Simplify 4x squared minus 16 over 3x squared plus x minus 10, 3 marks. So, given this expression, the first thing we need to do is we factorize both numerator and denominator. So for the numerator, we can factorize the 4 and get 4 times x squared minus 4. For the denominator, we factorize and get x plus 2 times 3x minus 5. So notice that x squared minus 4 can be further factorized, which becomes 4 times x plus 2 times x minus 2 over x plus 2 times 3x minus 5. And now we can see that x plus 2 is at the top and the bottom, so we can cancel them out. We get 4 times x minus 2 over 3x minus 5. Question 2. A holiday club is open for a morning session and an afternoon session for 5 days each week. Each child attends every day for either the morning session or the afternoon session. The children attending are split into 3 groups, P, Q, and R. The matrix H shows the number of children in each group in week 1. And here is the matrix H, where, as you can see, this is group P. Morning there are 10 children, and afternoon there are 14 children. Group Q, there are 12 children in the morning, 16 children in the afternoon. And group R, there are 16 children in the morning, 20 in the afternoon. A. The matrix P shows the number of boys in each group. And here is the matrix. Matrix B, as you can see, there are 7 boys in group P in the morning session, 6 in group P in the afternoon, 6 in group Q in the morning, 9 in group Q in the afternoon, and 8 boys in group R in the morning, 7 boys in group R in the afternoon. Find the number of girls attending the afternoon session of group Q, 1 mark. So to get the number of girls, first we need to see how many total children in group Q in the afternoon. So from this matrix, there are 16 children. And in matrix B, it tells us there are 9 boys in group Q in the afternoon. So the number of girls will be 16 minus 9, which is 7 girls in group Q in the afternoon session. Question 2b. Each child is charged a fee for each session. The session fee is $30 for group P, $26 for group Q, and $24 for group R. Represent the fee in a 3 times 1 column matrix F, 1 mark. And here is the matrix F, 30, 26, 24, which are the fees for the session in each group. Okay, and it is in the vertical order as required by the question. The order is 3 times 1. Okay, so F will be 30, 26, 24. C. Evaluate matrix M equals HF, 2 marks. So this is the equation given. Then we just fill up the matrix H, which is this. We copy from the previous slide. That's 10, 12, 16, 14, 16, 20. And the F is the matrix we determine in B, that is 30, 26, 24. Right? So before we multiply these two matrices together, let's check first. Right? The order for the first matrix is 2 times 3, and the order for the second matrix is 3 times 1. So make sure that these two numbers are the same. Okay? So then the number 2 and 1 will be the order of the answers, which is 2 times 1. Alright, now we can multiply these two matrices together. So 10 times 30 plus 12 times 26 plus 16 times 24. So this is the first row. Then move on to the second row, 14 times 30 plus 16 times 26 plus 20 times 24. And you get the second row. And after calculate, the value for matrix M will be 996 and 1316. D. State what each element of matrix M represent. 1 mark. As you can notice, the equation for the matrix M is H matrix H times matrix F. So H is the total number of children and F is the fees charged for each group. Okay, so we multiply one by one, then this is what we get. So that means that this 996 is the fees collected in the morning, and this 1316 is the fees collected in the afternoon. All right, because this is morning, this is afternoon. Okay, so the answer will be each element of matrix M represents the amount of fees collected for the morning and the afternoon session, respectively. Question E. Calculate the total amount taken in fees by the club in 1 week. 1 mark. So to calculate the total amount collected in 1 week, just add the total fees collected in each session, 996 in the morning and 1316 in the afternoon. So this is 1 day, and we multiply by 5 as mentioned in the question, right? There are 5 days a week for this holiday program. Okay, then we get $11,560. F. In week 2, the number of children attending the club changes. The number of children attending Group P increases by 50%. The number of children attending Group Q increases by 50%, and the number of children attending Group R decreases by 25%. Calculate the percentage change in the amount taken in fees from week 1 to week 2. And here's the solution. First, we have to calculate the amount collected in week 2. So it's 5 times. So this is the number of children in group P increases by 50%. So multiply with 150 over 100 and then times with the fees for group P plus with the next group Q. So increases by 50%. So it's 150 over 100 times 28 children in group Q in week 1. Then the fee is $26, followed by the last group, group R, so decreases by 25%, therefore it's 75 over 100 times 36 children in group R in week 1, then times $24 the fee. Okay, times 5 because 5 days a week. Then the answer is $14,100. Next, we want to calculate the percentage change. So it will be the new value minus the old value divided by the old value. So our new value will be $14,100 minus the old value $11,560, which is from the week 1, right? Over the week 1 amount, $11,560 and multiply 100%, and the answer is 22.0%. And the answer is in 3SF. Question 3a. Complete the table of values for y equals 2x plus 6x minus 9. Give your answer correct to 1 decimal place. 1 mark. So this is a table and we have to find the value here, right? The blank space where the x is 7. So what you need to do is just substitute x equals 7 into the equation here, right? So we get y equals to 2 times 7 plus 6 over 7 minus 9. Then we press calculator, the value is 55.9, right? So we just fill up the blank here, 5.9. Okay, question B, on the grid. So this is a grid. Draw the graph of y equals 2x plus 6 over x minus 9 for the range of x from 0.5 to 7, 3 marks. Okay, so what you need to do is just take the coordinates of the point one by one. Here is 0.5 for the x coordinate and y is 4. So this is the first point. The next one, negative 1, negative 1. So 1, negative 1. Then continue with the third point, right? 1.5, negative 2. Then next one, 2, negative 2, 3, negative 1, 4, 0.5, 5, 2.2, then 6, 4, 7, 5.9. Okay, so we have all the points plotted. Then we just need to use freehand to join these points with a curve, with a smooth curve, right? Then label this curve with the equation y equals 2x plus 6 over x minus 9. Okay, question C. Use a graph to find the solution of the equation 2x plus 6 over x equals 10 for the range of x from 0.5 to 7 to max. So we start with the equation given 2x plus 6 over x equals to 10. We have to modify this equation so that one side there is equal to y. 2x plus 6 over x minus 9. So over here we have 2x, we have 6 over x. We don't have minus 9. So what we need to do is we minus 9 for both sides. Okay, so that the left hand side equals to y. The right hand side is 10 minus 9, which is y equals to 1. So what we need to do next is draw a horizontal line where this line is y equals to 1. To find the solution, we just need to look for the intersection point, which is the first intersection point is here. Okay, and the x value is 0.75. The second solution is here, right? The x value is 4.3. Hence, from graph, the solution is x equals to 0.75 or x equals 4.3. Question D, part 1. On the grid in part B, draw the line 3y equals 2x minus 3 for the range of x from 0 to 7. 2 marks. Okay, so firstly, with the equation given 3y equals 2x minus 3, we make y the subject. So it becomes y equals 2 over 3x minus 1. Right, then we know that this is a linear line. So we can just build a simple table, right, with a few values for x. So for me, I choose x is 0, 3, and 6. Then I calculate the value for y, right? So when x is 0, substitute here, right? So y equals to negative 1. So when x equals 3, y is 1. When x equals 6, then y is 3. Okay, so after that, we can start to plot these 3 points, right? 0, negative 1, which is here. Then the next one, 3, 1, which is here. Then the next one, 6, 3, which is this point. Okay, then just use a ruler, draw this straight line connecting these 3 points. Label this line as 3y equals to x minus 3. Next, part 2, write down the x coordinates of the points where this line intersects the curve. Right, so look at this graph. So this is the intersection point, and the value is 0.9 for the x. Another point is here, the intersection point, right? The x value is 5. Therefore, from the graph, x equals 9, 0.9 or x equals to 5. D, part 3. These values of x are the solutions of the equation 2x squared plus ax plus b equals 0. Find the value of a and the value of b. 3 marks. So in the previous question, we have found the x value is 0.9 and 5. Okay, so these two are the solutions for the curve and the straight line. Okay, so because of this, we equate the equation of the curve with the equation of the straight line. So we get 2x plus 6 over x minus 9, which is the equation of the curve, equals 2 over 3x minus 1. So this is the equation of the straight line. Then we move all the terms to the left hand side so that the right hand side equals to 0. We get 4 over 3x plus 6 over x minus 8 equals to 0. So the next step is, notice that the equation here we have 4 over 3, right? So there is a fraction 3 over 3 here, and here 6 over x. There's a fraction with the denominator as x. So we don't want this denominator. So what we can do is, for this equation, we multiply with 3x. Then we get 4x squared plus 18 minus 24x equals 0. So now we see that all the constants or coefficients are even number. So 4, 18, negative 24. So the next step we need to do is simplify by dividing by 2. We get 2x squared minus 12x plus 9 equal to 0. Then we compare the equation given, which is 2x squared plus 8x plus b equal to 0. So from here, we can see that a equals to negative 12 and b equals to 9. Question 4. Given this diagram, ABCD is a park on horizontal ground crossed by a path AC. A is due north of D. AB equals 660 meters, BC equals 950 meters, and AD equals 480 meters. Angle ABC equals 80 degrees, angle ACD equals 24 degrees, and angle ADC is obtuse. A. Show that AC equals 1060 meters, correct to 3 significant figures. 3 marks. Alright, so to prove the length of AC is 1060 meters, so this is the line AC. We can use the triangle ABC. Okay, so we have the value of AB and BC, and also this angle ABC. So I want to find AC, then we can apply cosine rule, which is AC squared equals AB squared plus BC squared minus 2AB times BC cosine angle ABC. Right, then we just put in the value. AB is 660, BC is 950. Okay, so here also AB and BC, and cosine angle ABC is 80 degrees. Right, we calculate the value of AC, and it is 1058.46. And when you round it up to 3 significant figures, it will be 1060 meters, hence shown. B. Calculate the bearing of D from C. Okay, so 3 marks here. This is the point D and this point C. So from C, and we know AC is 1058.46 meters. So at point C, we draw a north pole, and the bearing that we want to measure is this angle. Alright, so to get the value of this angle, first we extend the north pole going downwards, and we just need to find this angle. Let's label this as theta. Okay, because this angle is 180 degrees. Now, notice that this angle equals actually this angle, right? So we start from the triangle ADC. Okay, we can apply sine rule to get angle ADC, right? So it will be sine angle ADC over 1058.46, the opposite length, equals sine 24 degrees over 480. So the opposite length is AD. Hence, sine angle ADC equals 1058.46 times sine 24 degrees over 480. So sine angle ADC equals 0.8969. And since angle ADC is obtuse, so the angle ADC will be 180 degrees minus inverse of sine 0.8969. And the value for angle ADC is 116.2 degrees. So which means that the theta is also equals angle of ADC because of the alternate angles, right? Because this north pole is parallel with this north pole. So this angle will be equals to this angle because of these alternate angles. Hence the theta is 116.2 degrees, and the bearing from D, the bearing of D from C will be 180 degrees plus theta, which is 116.2 degrees, and the answer is 296.2 degrees. Question C. Sita goes for a jog in the park at a speed of 9.5 kilometers per hour. She starts at A, jogs around the edge to B, then C, and then directly back to A. Calculate the time it takes her to jog this route. Give your answer in minutes and seconds, correct to the nearest 10 seconds. 3 marks. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to find the total distance traveled by Sita, okay, as described from the question. Start from A, go to B, and then C. After that, go back to A. So, in other words, the total distance is the perimeter of the triangle ABC. So, we get total distance equals 660 plus 1058.46 plus 950. And the answer is 2668.46 meters. We know that speed equals distance over time, so the time will be distance over speed. So the distance will be 2668.46, and the speed given is 9.5 kilometers per hour. So be careful, we need to make the unit to be same, right? So either we change the total distance to kilometers, or we change the speed to be meters per hour. So I choose the unit for the speed to meters per hour, hence it is divided by 9,500. And we get 0.2809 hours. And the answer should be in minutes and seconds. So change this to minutes and seconds, correct to the nearest 10 seconds. The answer is 16 minutes 50 seconds. Question 5. Given this diagram, the glass is in the shape of a cone on a stem. The diameter of the top of the glass is 11 centimeters. The height of the cone is 8 centimeters. The thickness of the glass is negligible. A. Calculate the curved surface area of the inside of the glass. 3 marks. Okay, so first we need to label this as the radius R, and this is the slant height L. Okay, the R will be half of the diameter, which is 11/2, and the value is 5.5. To get the slant height L, so we apply Pythagoras theorem, which is square root of 5.5 square plus 8 square, and it is equals to square root of 94.25. Then we can find the curved surface area, which is pi RL. So then we substitute the value. It is pi times 5.5 times square root of 94.25, and the answer is 167.7, or rather up to 3 SF, it is 168 centimeters square. B. Given this diagram, Amil pours water into the glass. The surface of the water is 2 cm below the top of the glass. 1. Amil thinks that the glass is filled to 75% of its total capacity. Explain why he is wrong. 1 mark. So from here we know the ratio of the volume of the water to the ratio to the volume of the glass is the ratio of the height cube. So the height of the water is 8 minus 2, and the height of the glass is 8. So we cube the value, we get 3/4 cube. So 3/4 cube is not 75%. Therefore, Amil is wrong. Part 2. Calculate the percentage of the total capacity of the glass that is filled. 2 marks. So in the previous question, we have found the ratio of the volume of the water to the volume of the glass is 3/4 cube. Then to change the percentage, we just multiply with 100%. Hence, we get 42 and 3/16%. Part 3. Amil pours the water from this glass into a second glass. The second glass is in the shape of a cylinder. The depth of water in the cylindrical glass is 2.5 centimeters. Calculate the radius of the cylindrical glass. 3 marks. So first we need to know the volume of the water. So it will be 3 over 4 cube times the volume of the glass. So the volume of the glass will be the volume of a cone, which is 1/3 by r squared h. And it multiplied with the ratio cube, which is we get 27 over 64. Now we substitute r is 5.5 and the h is 8. We get the volume of water is 1089 over 32 pi. So this amount of water is poured into the cylinder or the cylindrical glass. So it will be equals to pi r squared h, which is the volume of the cylinder. Okay, so now the h is 2.5 as mentioned in the question. So we need to find the value of r. We solve this equation and the radius equals 3.69 centimeters, rather up to 3 SF. Question 6a. Given this diagram, A, B, and C are points on the circle with center O. D and E are points on the circle with center P. BFE and CFD are tangents to both circles. AOC is a straight line. 1. Show that triangle BDF is congruent to triangle CEF. Give a reason for each statement you make. 3 marks. Okay, the first thing we can mention is BF equals to CF, which is this one, equals to this line, because it is tangents from external point. Similarly, FD equals to FE, which is this line equals to this line. It is the same reason, which is tangent from external point. Then the angle BFD equals to angle CFE, which is this angle to this angle, because of vertical opposite angles. So by SAS, triangle BDF is congruent to triangle CEF, shown. Part 2, angle OAB equals x degrees. Find in terms of x, A, angle OBC, 1 mark. Okay, so now this is angle ABO, which is x. This angle is angle OBC, and from here we can say that angle OBC equals 90 degrees minus x degrees because of the angle in semicircle. So this is AOC is a semicircle. We know that ABC will be 90 degrees. Hence, angle OBC will be 90 degrees minus x. B, angle DPE. So this is the angle DPE, 1 mark. So we know that angle OBF equals angle OCF equals angle PDF equals angle PEF, which is 90 degrees, right? Because it is tangents in perpendicular to the radius. Okay, so this is the tangent, right? And it will form a 90 degrees here and 90 degrees here. Similarly, this is the tangent, it will form a 90 degrees here and 90 degrees here. Right, so angle CBF equals to 90 degrees minus angle OBC, which is this angle CBF, right? 90 degrees minus OBC, okay, which is equals to x. So angle BCF equals to angle CBCF equals to angle CBF, which is x, because triangle BFC is isosceles triangle. Okay, so angle DFE equals angle BFC, which is 180 degrees minus 2x, because it is angles sum in the triangle. So now we can find angle DPE equals 360 degrees minus 2 times of 90 degrees minus 180 degrees minus 2x, because this is the angle sum in the quadrilateral. Okay, So the angle DP will be equals to 2x. Question 6b. Given this diagram, the diagram shows a circle, center K, radius 12 cm. Angle LKM equals 1.8 radians. 1. Calculate the length of the major arc LM. 2 marks. So we know that the formula of arc length is r theta. Major arc LM will be this arc. So it is equals to 12 times 2 pi minus 1.8. So the answer is 53.8 centimeters, rounded up to 3SF. Part 2. Calculate the percentage of the circle that is shaded. 2 marks. So the first thing we need to do is we need to find the area of the shaded region, which is equals to the area of the sector LKM minus the area of the triangle LKM. Alright, so the area of sector is half r squared theta, and the area of triangle will be half r squared sine theta. Then we factorize half r squared, it becomes half r squared bracket theta minus sine theta. Then we substitute the values, so it will be half times 12 squared times 1.8 minus sine 1.8 radian. And the area of the shaded region is 59.483 centimeters square. Now we want to find the percentage of shaded region, which is equals to the area of shaded region over the area of circle, then multiply with 100%. Okay, the area of shaded region will be 59.483 over area of circle pi r square, then times 100%, which is 59.483 over pi times 12 square times 100%. And the answer is 13.1%. Question 7. 50 students were each asked how many movies they had watched in the last month. The results are shown in the table. The mean number of movies watched by the student was 2.68. A. Find the value of P and the value of Q. 3 marks. Alright, so from here, we know that the mean formula will be summation of fx over summation of x. So given that the mean is 2.68, so we need to identify the number of movies is the x, the frequency is the f. So now we can substitute the value. The mean is 2.68 equals p times 0 plus 10 times 1 plus 13 times 2 plus 9 times 3 plus 6 times 4 times plus q times 5 plus 2 times 6 over 50. So okay, we simplify, we get 134 equals 99 plus 5q. Notice that p is eliminated as it is multiplied with 0. So if we solve this equation, we get q equal to 7. To get p, so we know that the total students is 50, so we add up all the frequency, which is p plus 10 plus 13 plus 9 plus 6 plus q plus 2 equals to 50. So p plus q equals to 10. Q is 7, hence P equals to 3. Alright, so we update the table. So the P is 3, the Q is 7. Question B, calculate the standard deviation, 1 mark. So to calculate the standard deviation, we just apply the formula, square root of summation of fx squared over summation of f minus bracket summation of fx over summation f squared. So now we can put in the value. So it is square root of 3 times 0 square plus 10 times 1 square plus 13 times 2 square plus 9 times 3 square plus 6 times 4 square plus 7 times 5 square plus 2 times 6 square over 50, then minus the mean square, which is 2.68 square. And we calculate the value, it is 1.59, rounded up to 3 SF. C. 50 adults were also asked how many movies they have watched in the last month. The results are summarized in the table. So here's the table. the mean is 2.04, and the standard deviation is 1.92. Make two comparisons between the number of movies watched by the adults and by the students. 2 marks. Right, now let's copy down the mean and the standard deviation for the students. So the mean is 2.68 and the standard deviation is 1.59, which we have calculated in the previous question. Right, so from here, when we compare the mean, we can say that on average, the students watch more movies than the adults as their mean is higher. Second point we can mention is by comparison the standard deviation. The number of movies watched by the students is more consistent than the adults as the standard deviation is lower. Question 8. ABCD is a parallelogram. A is the point -7, -1, and B is the point -4, 5. Vector BC equals 8, -2. A. Find the length of the line AB, 2 marks. So the line AB equals square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Then we substitute the value, which is -4 minus -7 squared plus 5 minus -1 squared. And we get 6.71 units. B. Find the equation of the line CD, 4 marks. So to find the equation of the line CD, first we need to find the gradient. So since this is a parallelogram, we can say that the gradient of CD equals to the gradient of AB. Then we can calculate the gradient of AB, which is 5 minus -1 over -4 minus -7, and it is 2. So vector OC equals vector OB plus vector BC. So we can, this is to form from the chain rule. So start with O and with C. So we can say vector OB to vector BC. So vector OB is -4, 5, as it is the position vector of B, and BC is given 8, -2. So vector OC equals to 4, 3, which means that the coordinates of C is 4, 3, as vector OC is the position vector of C. Hence, we already know the gradient and we have the coordinates of C. We can form the equation of CD, which is y minus 3 equals 2 times x minus 4. So expand the bracket, we get y minus 3 equals to 2x minus 8. Make y the subject, which is y equals to 2x minus 5. And this is the equation. C. X is the point where the diagonals of the parallelogram intersect. 1. Find vector xc, 2 marks. Okay, so since x is the intersect point of the diagonals, then the coordinates of x is the midpoint of AC. So we can calculate the coordinates of x, which is -7 plus 4 over 2, -1 plus 3 over 2. Hence, the vector of the coordinates of x is -1.5 and 1. Okay, vector OX is -1.5 and 1. So we can find vector XC, which is equals to vector XO plus vector OC, applying the chain rule. So XO is 1.5, -1, plus vector OC is 4, 3, and the answer is 5.5, 2. Part 2, find the position vector of X, 1 mark. So we already found the position vector of OX, which is -1.5 and 1. Number 9, a bag contains n balls. 21 of the balls are blue and the rest are pink. Leon takes 2 balls from the bag at random without replacement. Complete the tree diagram, 2 marks. And here is the tree diagram. So before we want to fill up these three diagrams, first identify, right? So given that there are 21 blue balls, hence the number of pink balls is n minus 21. Okay, so from here, we can start to fill up the tree diagram. So the probability of getting a pink ball in the first ball is n minus 21 over n. Next, this is the probability of getting pink ball as the second ball after the first ball is blue is n minus 21 over n minus 1. And here is 21 over n minus 1, and here is n minus 22 over n minus 1. B. The probability that Leon takes two pink balls is 1/8. Write down an equation to represent this information and show that it simplifies to n squared minus 49n plus 528 equals to 0. 3 marks. So probability of getting two pink balls will be equals probability of getting pink balls times probability of getting pink balls from which is 1/8, right? So from the T diagram, it will be 1/8 equals to n minus 21 over n times n minus 22 over n minus 1. Okay, then we group them together, which is 1/8 equals n squared minus 43n plus 462 over n squared minus n. Cross multiply is n squared minus n equals 8n squared minus 344n plus 96. Okay, then 0 equals to 7n squared minus 343n plus 3696. So everything divided by 7, we get 0 equals to n squared minus 49n plus 528, hence shown. C. Solve the equation n squared minus 49n plus 528 equals to 0, 3 marks. So given this equation, so we can use any of the method to solve this equation. Either you can use cross factorization, completing the square, or the formula method. So I use the completing the square method, which is n minus 49 over 2 square minus 49 over 2 square plus 528 equals 0. Okay, which means that n minus 49 over 2 square equals 49 over 2 square minus 528, which is 289 over 4. Then we square root 289 over 4. We'll get two possible answers. One is the positive value, which is n minus 49 over 2 equals 17 over 2. Or n minus 49 over 2 equals negative 17 over 2. So n will be equals to 33 or n equals to 16. D. Explain why one of the solutions in C must be rejected. 1 mark. So we know that n is the total number of balls in the bag and must be greater than the number of blue balls, which is 21. So n must be greater than 21. Therefore, n equals to 16 must be rejected. E. Find as a fraction in its simplest form the probability that Leon takes one blue ball and one pink ball. So probability of getting one blue ball and one pink ball will be equals to probability of blue ball times probability of pink ball plus probability of pink ball times probability of blue ball, which means that they can be the first ball is blue, the second ball is pink, or the first ball is pink and the second ball is blue. So we substitute the values which we get from the tree diagram, 31 over 33 times 31 minus 21 over 33 minus 1. Alright, we plus 33 minus 21 over 33 times 21 over 33 minus 1. And we get 21 by 33 times 12 by 32 plus 12 by 33 times 21 by 32. Simplify, we get 21 over 44. Question 10. Ying is going to study in London for a year. She needs to work out how much money in Singapore dollars she will receive to cover her living expenses. She finds the information below to help her work out her expenses. The costs are all given in pounds. So here's the first table. Accommodation is £217 per week. Student travel pass is $56.90 per month. And this is the second table, which is the estimated student living cost in London. So food and household goods is £60 per month per week. Personal items is £57 per week. Leisure items is £25 per week, and book and equipment is £15 per week. So question A, the exchange rate between pounds and Singapore dollars changes each day. The graph shows the daily exchange rate for January. So here's the graph. 1. Write down the exchange rate between pounds and Singapore dollars on 15 January. Give your answer correct to 3 decimal places. 1 mark. Alright, so from the graph, this is 15 January, and the dollars per pound will be 1.824. Hence, the exchange rate is 1 pound equals $1.824. B. Ying's parents will give her an allowance in dollars to cover her total costs, including accommodation and travel. She must tell them how much money she will need for the year. Her parents add extra 15% to this amount to cover any extra costs. So Ying finds this information about exchange rates over the past 2 years. And here is the graph. Suggest a suitable amount in dollars for Ying's parents to give her for the year. Justify any decisions you make and show your calculations clearly. 6 marks. Alright, so let's copy down these two tables which was shown in the first slide, right? Which is the cost, the details of the cost. So from here, the total cost a year will be 217 plus 60 plus 57 plus 25 plus 15, then times 56, because there are 56 weeks a year, and then 56.90 times 12. And the value will be 21,625.80 pounds. So the next thing, we add extra 15%, which is 21,626.80 times 1.15, and it is 24,870.82 pounds. So the next thing is we want to find the actual exchange rates. Okay, so what we can do is we determine the maximum exchange rate, which is 0.584, and the minimum or the least exchange rate is 0.502. So we will take the median rate, which is 0.584 plus 0.502 divided by 2, and the value is 0.543 pounds per dollar. Therefore, the suitable amount is 24,870.82 divided by 0.543, and the answer is $45,802.62. Alright, that's the end of the paper, and that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Do you have any question or doubts to ask? Feel free to write down in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Do you like this video? Please don't forget to like it and share it. Until then, I will see you in the next video. Have a great day ahead.